Hello,
Hello.
we're back.
Yes,
I'm back.
you back. I'm here all the time. Since I've been doing a list of games we've got in our collection, alphabetically, we're now gonna make a list of games we sold, also alphabetically.
Yeah, there's quite a lot on it.
But we're not gonna say a lot about most of them. Probably just kind of reasons why we sold them. They will be appearing somewhere around me or you in Polish as well. So if you struggle to understand what we're saying, it's gonna be all written around in little speech bubbles.
Okay, right, well, let's begin.
Let's begin.
So, alphabetically, the first letter is 7. It's Seventh Continent.
Yes.
Which we sold earlier last year.
Yes. Because someone asked me when I was doing the list, why is Seventh Continent not on it? Because we finished it.
Yes.
There's no point of keeping Seventh Continent after you do all the curses.
Well, yeah, you can try and combine curses for a challenge to go back, but what we found is once you've been around the whole world, a lot of the fun is kind of taken out of it. It becomes a bit more mechanical. Yeah. And I think that is just an inherent trait of any exploration game, is that once you have explored everywhere, half of the fun is kind of gone. I like the exploration part. So once you've seen it all, it's taking up a lot of space. It was 2 massive boxes. And we could get a decent price for it selling it, because obviously it was Kickstarter only at the time.
Yeah, we had 3 little expansions and 1 big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a money.
So, although it's one of our favourite games of all time, it had to go because it's taking up space, and we'd completed all the campaign missions. Right, moving on. Right, Alien vs Predator: The Hunt Begins by Paradox Games.
You like Alien a lot. That's why we bought it, because you really like Alien.
Even like Alien vs Predator, the old game, the older computer games, and the first film was fun enough. The second film,
and then the game came.
Yeah, so I was really excited about this game. Really excited. Game came.
It's for 3 players, isn't it? Because you've got Aliens, Predator, and Marines.
And I thought that would be good because in our main gaming group, it's us 2 and my friend Chris. So I thought
your friend.
Well, our friend Chris.
Okay.
And so we thought that could work quite well.
But it didn't.
Right. I had to first of all glue all the models together, which was
that was terrible.
Well, I used to collect Warhammer 40,000 back in the day, so gluing models, I've done it before.
Yeah.
But the Marines in this game, they're so small, and they've got tiny little arms.
You have to stick like hands or something, like little. This is the reason you hear those noises.
Yeah, had tiny little arms you had to stick on, and they kept. And then we played the game once, and the models kept breaking in the game. The Marines.
Yeah.
I don't like it when the models feel delicate, because then you have to be very careful of them.
That's why we're not friends with one person. They used to play with a game like this, slamming everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of the pre-made unicast models they have nowadays that you don't feel like you're going to break them. But that wasn't the reason why we didn't like the game. The reason we didn't like the game was because it was very convoluted.
It was.
And it felt like the aliens were very underpowered. As the aliens, I just had to hide and wait and and wait. And then Chris, who was the Marines, had a flamethrower that could go around the corner.
Yeah.
Could go around the corner and kill me, even though I was trying to hide from him. And so I just felt very underpowered as the aliens. I was like, I don't feel like I'm a killing machine. I feel like I'm just hiding from everyone, and then just get blasted by some OP flamethrower.
For me as a Predator, I was kind of, nah. Like, you guys were fighting, I was just walking around like,
yeah,
just not really.
No, it was not the experience I was hoping for. Unfortunately, I think they tried to go too thematic with it. They tried to do too much, too many little complicated little procedures in the game to try and make it as true to the film as possible, but you need something a bit more simple, I think, for something like that.
We're going to speed up, I think.
Speeding up. Architects of the West Kingdom. A fantastic game. I really enjoy it.
But no one else in our group liked it, and it doesn't really work for two of us.
Yes. I hate because with two you have to have a dummy player.
Well, that's what I was supposed to say at the beginning. When we buy games, especially recently, we want the games to work for two of us.
If they don't
as well as 3 or 4, whatever.
Yeah. If they don't work well for two, unless it's a party style game or just a game that we know that our third regular person is going to enjoy, it's probably going to get sold.
So Architects, yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's pretty and it's interesting, and you know,
I love the interaction of like capturing people's pawns, taken to prison. Yeah. That's great, and I think it leads to some really entertaining situations in like a 4-5 player game.
But I wonder why didn't they like it? What did they say they didn't like about it?
Chris didn't like it because he felt that unless you go for the cathedral, you don't have a chance of winning.
Right.
And so if one person pushed half the cathedral,
yeah,
because there isn't enough space for everyone to build the cathedral, so someone has to miss out, and he missed out in the first game, and he just said there was no hope of him ever winning without those cathedral points, and then he just never wanted to play the game again.
Chris is a lot like me when it comes to winning. He plays to win.
Yeah.
And Alex didn't like it because...
No, Alex was fine.
Oh, so we sold it because Chris didn't like it.
Pretty much. Right. Arkham Horror, the card game.
It was a brilliant game. I loved Arkham Horror, the card game.
So the base set was a little bit underwhelming, the 3 missions of the base set. So we played it and we're like, yeah. And then we kind of left it for like a year, didn't really play.
We got the Path to Carcosa or something.
Yeah, everyone was kind of raving about the Path to Carcosa campaign. So we decided, we still got the base game. Maybe let's try going through that. And that was really cool because going through a proper campaign, it's much longer. It's like 8 missions as opposed to 3. And the story evolves as you go through, and depending what you do on the previous one can depend on what happens on the next one.
Really good.
Really like thematic story elements. The main problem was you have to pay for each episode.
And so the game keeps going. There's new episodes constantly. And as much as I love to play all of them, then I would have to give up all the other games. Because I just couldn't afford to have...
Every campaign probably works out about £100.
Yeah.
So we...
you could resell it, but...
You could resell each individual campaign, but half the fun is the cards you acquire from that campaign, adding them into your deck and making your deck better. And if you have to then take all those cards out of your deck to then resell that campaign...
but if you do have bottomless pit full of money, do spend it on that because it's a good game.
Or if you just want to focus on like 1 or 2 games that you're just going to go in heavy instead of just having a collection of lots of different games. Yeah. I think this is a real one you can get really invested into and really
it's a good solo and it's a good 2-player.
Yeah, very good solo, very good 2-player. Yeah. So that was Arkham Horror.
That's the A gone now. Now it's B.
B, Blood Rage. I bought this one on kind of a whim. It had been very highly reviewed. It was at the top of a lot of top 10 lists. And the miniatures look cool.
One of the first miniatures I've painted.
I saw it on sale for like £10 off or something, and I was like, I'm going to get it. And so we got it.
That's me all the time.
And we painted the monsters. It comes with 4 big monsters in it, and that was a lot of fun. Really nice models. It was our first CMON game.
Come on,
or Cool Mini or not.
Come on.
And I was really impressed with the miniatures. The game had fantastic miniatures and really enjoyed painting them. And they look really good. Like, we're not amazing painters, but...
We're good painters. People liked our minis.
Alright. We're slightly above average. But the miniatures in this game look really good once they were painted. Yeah. But the problem is, every single unit for each faction is an incredibly detailed miniature. So... to have the time to paint all of the miniatures, it's just, unless you're on lockdown.
Damn it!
But then again, it's quite boring painting lots of the same miniature. Yeah. And each one being very detailed.
So that's the person who was doing Warhammer.
Yeah, but for the smaller models in Warhammer,
they do like Joe, they just dunk it in paint. Look.
Yeah.
It's purple!
You don't put as much effort into the smaller ones.
Okay, never mind. We sold it because...
it's very antagonist. Well, yeah, it's very antagonistic. So there's
Big
a lot
word.
of using things that make your opponents bad. You do bad things to your opponents.
Yeah.
Which you don't enjoy at all in games.
Oh, the great board flipping of 2000 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't flip any boards.
I left the table.
Oh, you left the table playing this game. We had to go from a 4-player game to a 3-player game?
No, from a 3 to 2.
3 to 2.
Just us and Chris.
And again, this game doesn't really work well with 2.
Yeah,
Area control, you need at least 3.
I'm one of those people that was going to leave.
So yeah, it just wasn't getting played because we'd only play it if you're not playing, and it needs at least 3, so there's quite hard criteria. So, Castles of Callerdale coming up next, and Seas. This was an okay...
Too simple. It's I'd say the children's game.
Yeah, so it's a tile placement game where you're building a castle, trying to connect.
Yeah.
And you can rearrange them at any time in your castle.
That's what bugs me. Why would you? You make a decision, you put it there, and it stays there. Why would you be able to rearrange it?
And at the end of the game, there's like 10 minutes where everyone's shifting around all their things to try and make the best castle they can. It was alright. It was alright as a family game.
Yeah, but not for us.
Just it didn't have the replay value. Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
We've played a lot of this game.
This was one of the first games we got when we started getting back into board
Do you remember
games.
that big game that lasted 3 days? When we were at your granddad's birthday retreat, and we put it on this massive table and we couldn't finish.
I love this game. I love this game so much.
Yeah.
The only annoying thing was there's a bit of analysis paralysis when you had to pick what you wanted to cost each part of each room.
He wants the bedroom and he wants the living room,
so
but I
expensive.
also want the living room.
So that really slows the game down. But I love the whole building the castle and all the different shaped rooms and trying to be efficient in getting them all together and getting the right thing next to the right thing. Love that.
But again, there is an app now for it, and the app works quite well.
The app was pretty good.
So,
Anyway, moving on to Catan. So Catan was one of the first. I had this game before you met me. My brother loves this game, and
does he?
When I first played this game,
David,
I really loved it, and I think a lot of people that play it for the first time really like it.
It's a gateway game.
Yeah.
Gateway. I need to speak more clearly.
Gateway. Yes.
Game.
But the problem is that it doesn't have that much replay value. There's a lot of dice rolling, a lot of luck, and a lot of
So why is there so many different versions? Is there There's expansions, right?
There's loads of expansions, yeah. So I suppose you can up the replayability of expansions, but I played a lot of it back university days, in the summer playing with my friends. So I kind of played it out, and you just didn't like how the game played, the dice rolling and all that. So Catan is gone. Well, actually, we didn't sell it. I gave it to my brother because he likes it.
Oh, he probably sold it now.
Right, Century Eastern Wonders.
Right, so we've played the first Century Spice Road, and it was okay.
Yeah, trading in cubes, doing stuff. It's quite mechanical, but quite an enjoyable.
Then we've played this, which had the little boats, and it had the border you build, and you move around, and you kind of poop in the cubes as you go, and just kind of.
Yeah, it seemed more interesting.
Sort of like 5 tribes a little bit. You pick something up, or you have to drop something when you move. There is something like that you have to drop cubes on the things you go through or something. Not exactly like 5 tribes, but there is some sort of element like that. And then we played the New World, the third one, and I think I like the New World the most out of them 3.
Yes.
And since the Eastern Wonders never hit the table. We've played it 3 times maybe, and no one ever said, "Hey, let's play Eastern Wonders."
It almost felt like pick up and deliver,
And you hate
picking up cubes, moving somewhere else, convert them to something else.
We found games Matt hates. It's pick up and deliver games.
I've discovered I do not like this gameplay mechanic at all. Right, moving on. Clue or Cluedo, as it's called.
Yeah,
here.
no. Sorry, awkward guest just kills it absolutely.
I love the deduction part of Cluedo, although sometimes it gets a bit convoluted when you're trying to keep track of who showed who what So now he knows that I know.
They don't know that we know. They know we know. No.
But okay, so that bit of it's really kind of like hard to keep track of. But the other bit is just rolling dice and moving. And someone, if they want to question you, they move your model all the way to your room.
Apparently, you can play without someone's house. Yeah. No, I just.
Yeah,
and we've got awkward guests.
So that killed it for me, and I'm so glad that awkward guests is a thing, because that takes what I loved about Clue, the deduction, and gets rid of all the stuff I didn't like.
Yeah.
Right, Cogs.
Cogs is a game I got because the maker of the game messaged me on Instagram offering me a discount for the game, and it's a game that works good for your brain.
Looks pretty on the table.
It looks pretty, but it looks alright, yeah. And it's just kind of, it's really simple, and it's language independent, and you can play it with your parents. And fair enough, you can it does all those things. You're basically connecting like little pipes of different colours to try to make the longest one.
Trying to create lines of colours.
Yeah, and then you score points for them and stuff like that. But at the end, you only score for the lowest one or something.
Yeah.
So you can't just focus on one colour. It's just, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't think I like games like this in the end. I don't like.
You're not really into abstract.
No, I'm not. Don't like abstract. Like yesterday during that live video, I figured out I don't like lots of games. Like a lot of, I don't like abstracts. I don't like take that. I don't like this, and I'm just like I don't like anything.
All right.
Oh, my favourite.
Probably one of our most hated games we've played. Cornish Smuggler.
Oh my god.
So when we first played this game.
Now sit down, children. Time for a story.
Well, it seemed really interesting. So it's set on like the Cornish coast.
We got it from your mum.
Yeah, in the southwest of England, and basically that's where the pirates used to come in. Then they had to smuggle their goods through like a network of underground contacts in Cornwall, and that's a really cool theme for a game. And you've got to go off in your boat and get your cargo, and you've got to sneak it onto the land and hide it from the officials, and hide it in warehouses. You have to bribe
the officials so they don't check your cargo.
And the officials are these little black markers. When you bribe them, you have a tiny little elastic band that you put on them to show that in your colour, to show them that they've been bribed by you. So those were really cool. And then we played it, and then we realised that the game is quite broken. There are some cards that...
There's like a card that basically you play and you take someone's old cargo or something.
Yeah. And just the amount of turns it takes to get a cargo, to move it to a port, to then get it and then sell it off to get the points or whatever. That is a long amount of time to do that one thing to get those points. And if someone interrupts that by screwing you over somehow, then you've got to start from scratch again. And that's just so frustrating. So I think just the fact the game takes so long and the mechanism to get points takes so much setup that if someone screws you over,
you just want to die.
You can't have take that in a game that is that long and that difficult to get points. It just doesn't work.
Bad. I'm glad we sold it. I'm glad someone wanted it.
We were trying to sell it for ages.
Suck it.
No one wanted to buy it. Right, Cottage Garden. One that I really like.
So pretty. Little cats.
Yeah, Cottage Garden's really pretty game, and
it's like a relaxing.
It's a good one we could play with my mum as well, because she's a gardener and she likes cats and flowers.
But it's just. So out of those, because we sold we could actually put them all together. We sold all the 3 of a series from Uwe Rosenberg: the Cottage Garden, Indian Summer, and Spring Meadow. We sold them all together as a bundle, because Cottage Garden was pretty. But it had some weird point scoring system where you had this 2-point things, and that kind of made people like your mom or your stepmom kind of get a little bit, what is going on? How do I do this? It got a little bit too convoluted for non-gamers, and this is a non-gamer game. Then the Indian Summer is a race for the points, and it's just super quick, and I just felt like it's not enough.
It wasn't very satisfying unless you won, because there is no second place or you only beat me by 1 point. It's just like you won, and everyone else didn't.
Yeah. And then the Spring Meadow, I think I liked it the most. The Spring Meadow of all them 3, but it doesn't get much replay value. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Yeah, but every game feels quite similar.
It's sameish. Yeah, so we just got rid of all of them. Got Indian Summer. There's an app for it. An app works really well. It's got nice music in the background.
I think there's apps for the first 2, and there's probably going to be an app for as well.
There's app for Patchwork. We never had Patchwork, but Patchwork is only an app.
And now we've got Isle of Cats, which fulfills our
so much
Polymino kind of needs.
Polyomino, and the in the Hall of the Mountain Kings got polyominoes in it.
It's not strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Dead of Winter Crossroads game.
I love Dead of Winter.
We played lots of Dead of Winter.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Great, enjoyable game. But ultimately, I think we played it out. We played it as much as the replay value allowed.
It's fun when you play first couple of times and you get to read the cards and they're like ridiculous cards. Do we eat the horse? And then we voted we're gonna eat the horse or not. And then it was like, oh, it's a horse again. We just ate him, but he came back.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I've played a lot, and I'm happy we did.
We got the standalone expansion as well, which added some replay value to it. And we were playing that for quite a lot.
And then you could have played like if you got the Warring Colonies, you could play like 2 boards, 2 teams. We never got that. It's crazy, but
it's a good game, but we played it so much. We played it out. Deep Sea Adventure.
It's not one of the little Oink. I think it's called, the company that does all the little games. I don't know if that's Oink one or not, but it is kind of the same, similar size.
Yes. It's a push your luck game with a lot of luck and frustration.
Yeah. You're basically trying to get down to the abyss to get treasure, but your oxygen is running low, and if someone gets out before you, the oxygen, something happens.
But you're all sharing the same oxygen, so if someone wastes the oxygen, you can end up killing everyone. Yeah, it's no. Right, Descent: Journeys into the Dark, 2nd edition.
The first big dungeon crawler we had.
Yeah, this game was brilliant.
So good.
Love this game.
If you want to get into dungeon crawling, this is a go-to.
It also could work well in a family setting, like if one of the parents is the dungeon master.
If you're playing the first edition.
No, the 2nd edition.
Which one had the app with the...
Well, 2nd edition has an app, so you can play it co-op if you want. But it's a bit clunky, the app. We tried playing with the app. I don't know. It forces you to rush through things.
It's changed something with the combat, didn't it? It was like the monsters get more turns or something in the app. Or something like that.
I think it's... Yeah, you do something, the monster does something. You do something, monster does something. Whereas in the... Oh, I can't remember. Anyway.
It's a brilliant
great campaign.
Crawl. Yeah, it's awesome.
Great dice chucker.
You do develop your little hero thing. You give him new weapons. I was dwarf with this massive axe, and I loved him.
Yeah.
So if you want to start with dungeon crawling, Descent will be a good option.
Yeah. The problem is we had Gloomhaven by now, and didn't feel the need to go back and try and redo a campaign we'd already done.
Yeah.
With this game and chucking dice, and it's just quite a big time investment to try and get into a campaign. So, we were happy with it. We played. We got our money's worth out of it for sure. Enjoyed painting all the models. One of the first games we painted, so the painting wasn't as good as some of the later ones we did, but it was good getting back into it. So, like that, Descent. Right, Detective. Very simply,
we've finished it.
You finished it.
Yeah, that's it.
All the unlocks, all the exit gate, all the
one-use games.
All the one-use games we play and then we sell because you can't play it yet. Although exits,
no, you don't sell exits.
We don't sell exits because we actually enjoy the folding and cutting.
Yeah, we're not one of those people that are gonna copy everything.
They photocopy all the components so they can resell them.
It costs so little and it's so much fun just to cut the things and
D-Day Dice.
D-Day Dice.
A huge box of dice. It's a very difficult cooperative game.
I had a very weird relationship with it because we've played it at LudoQuest, the first edition, and we liked it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Therefore, we've backed the Kickstarter that arrived about 3 years later.
Yeah, completely forgot about it.
Forgot about it, waiting for it, and forgot about it again. And then it came, so many boxes. So many boxes!
Yeah, so many modules and things to add in and mini expansions.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think we won once.
It's a game it's a co-op, right? You talk to each other. It's like, right, you're going this way. It's a strategic game. You go in, right, we're going to go to this beach. You do this. I've got a card that allows me to, not get hit by this or whatever. And then you roll the dice and you get nothing. And it's like, right, I just died, so we lose because one of you dies, you lose.
Yeah, there is some dice mitigation, but
random.
Not enough mitigation for something this difficult.
Yeah, no. And there is like there's an easy mode we played, and there's if you want to make this game harder. Like, what are you gonna do? Cut my arm off or something? So I have to chuck the dice with my foot? Like,
yeah.
No.
It just wasn't that enjoyable. No. It was too punishing. Yeah. Dice Forge.
You love Dice Forge. I was okay with it.
Really great game. Kind of on everyone's turn.
You just keep rolling the dice and keep getting the things,
and you're making your dice better, and you're fighting monsters and building up more and more powers over the course of the game. It looks really pretty, great insert.
But we said it's slightly too convoluted for non-gamers and slightly too simple for gamers.
It's got a very kind of cartoony fantasy theme, which you don't really want to play with non-gamers because they think, oh, that's lame.
Yeah. So this is kind of a game. This is a family game where both parents or one parent plays games and wants the children to play the games too because it's nice and cute. Yeah. They love it. If it's a game for non-gamer adults, I wouldn't say that's a good option.
And for two players, it's a bit dry.
Yeah.
And you're not that fussed about the game anyway, so we were never playing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it'll be the perfect game for like when my brother comes round or when someone who doesn't really play that many games comes round.
Yeah.
We could play it with them. But that didn't really happen that often, and it just never got played.
Yeah.
It was very sad. Dice Hospital.
Dice Hospital was a Kickstarter that we have play tested, and our names are in the rulebook.
Yeah.
So if you bought it off of us, you got our names in there. However, it just didn't get. Like, I feel it's the same strategy for every single game.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it had that much replay value. The best way to get points was to get all your patients sorted all in one turn.
Yeah.
So you would manipulate it so everyone was on the same health, and then you would have those rooms that can heal three dice of the same type, and you just pump them up so you just get rid of loads. And that was the best actor to get points.
Yeah.
And the game kind of devolved into that. Yeah. So I quite like the theme is really cool.
Yeah.
The dice are nice, big chunky dice.
Little ambulance things, the cable expansion.
Yeah, a bit.
Now they've added another expansion. It's like maternity care, social something, and air. There's like a little helicopter.
It's a neat theme for a game, and I understand why some people would like it, but for us, you like really boil it down to like how to maximize points.
Yeah.
It just seemed like there was only a few strategies, so it made it replay value less. Right, Escape from Atlantis, old game from the 80s where you're escaping
from Atlantis.
Atlantis as it's kind of sinking into the sea.
Isn't it called Survive? The Escape from
Atlantis. No, that's like a reimagining of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's quite a dated game, but it was pretty fun growing up with this game. I gave it to my brother because he loves it. Monsters popping up. There's
dolphins.
There's dolphins that help you. There is squid that destroy boats but not people. There are sharks that eat people but not boats, and there are sea monsters that eat both. Yeah.
Life.
Cool game, but it's a bit dated, and played it a lot when I was a kid, so I'm not that fussed about it anymore. Right.
Escape Tales. I mean, yeah, we've played it, we finished it, we sold it, easy.
Yeah. Exploding Kittens.
No. Not our humour.
No.
Not our kind of game. I don't.
No. It's just a silly little game that wasn't for us.
You really sped up now. Fallout. I liked Fallout. I like the theme of Fallout because I like I don't play the video games. You play the video games. I just sit there and watch, and I enjoy it. Like Fallout, I don't enjoy all of them.
Yeah.
Halo, no. But I wanted to like Fallout. I liked it, but I wanted more from it in the end.
The scoring was really wonky. I kind of put that to one side. I understand the scoring's wonky, but I quite like just the act of playing the game, going through the different missions, how you upgraded your character and got different weapons. That was pretty cool. Then we got the expansion. We added the co-op module in, and the co-op was really boring.
Really, yeah.
And then the other campaign mission it gave you, again, highlighted how how not that great the game is, really.
Apparently now they're doing one that makes co-op out of older scenarios or something.
Yes, but we don't have it
No.
anymore. So I quite like the idea of all that, and we did really like it. I mean, you've probably praised it on the channel before.
I really liked it when we first started playing it, and then kind of my rating went down a little bit as we've kept playing it.
Yeah, it didn't have that much replay value because the missions, once you played a mission, you know what that mission is. Yeah. And the act of doing the mission, the interesting thing is finding out what happens. And if you know what happens, then...
I have very high hopes for the Fallout Shelter game that we're getting soon from Rebel.
So that looks really good.
That looks quite good, so hope, fingers crossed it's better.
Right, what have we got next? Fog of Love.
I loved Fog of Love. I like the premise of Fog of Love. That's my microphone.
Yes.
It's a different game. You play as a person who you create in the beginning, but the person's being created by your other player.
Yeah.
And there's like ridiculous traits you can give them, like hairy armpits or just something ridiculous. Like, I fell in love with you because of your hairy armpits.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And you kind of create this person, you go through all this life situations and you have to make decisions and you've got goals that you need to complete, and based on how well you do, how well you both do, and what is the last kind of objective you choose for you. If you choose the same one and you have this amount of points, you win, fireworks, but if you don't, then nothing happens. So it's kind of like I love the way it's made. It's so pretty to look at. It's white and pink and blue, and they've made like LGBT friendly ones. They're made with 2 girls and 2 guys, so it's like it's really nice. But I mean,
I just didn't feel compelled to keep playing it again and again. But it was fun for the few times you played. Right, Forbidden Desert. Cool little co-op game, but quite difficult. It's a very simple game.
I think it's the hardest one out of them 3, the Island, Desert, Sky. I think it's
we completed Sky. Everyone said Sky is the hardest, but we actually managed to do that on our first
And it was
Sky.
so cool when we put the rocket and then it goes... Yeah, anyway, but, it's just not... I gave it to, I think, my cousin or someone's got it now.
Yeah, it's a really decent game, but we have a lot of co-op games, and it's just not as good as some of the other co-ops we've got, so it just wasn't going to get played.
Galaxy Trucker!
Galaxy Trucker. No, I loved Galaxy Trucker.
It was fun. I loved building the ship.
Building the ship is the best part of it.
Oh my god.
You've got a timer. And
it's not this. It's not the gun I need.
You're trying to build your ship as fast as you can, but obviously if you go too fast, you might make some mistakes.
So good.
That was fun. And then the second half of the game, cards come up and your ship will get destroyed potentially.
You can get either very bad cards or really good cards. You can have cards that nothing happens on them. You can be very unlucky with what you get. It's just so random.
So sometimes the game is great and it's really enjoyable, and sometimes you get absolutely blasted by a load of meteors and your whole ship just falls apart.
Yeah.
And that's funny the first few times it happens, but when it's just ruining your whole game.
This is the only game I actually witnessed someone flipping the board.
Yeah, a board split in this game.
Everything went.
No,
it wasn't me.
And there is a great app version of this game you can get
because you play turns.
The app doesn't. Yeah, you have it. You can do it so it's not timed. So you take one piece at a time building your ship.
But you've got like action points to spend for the pieces. It's really good. Yeah, if you like Galaxy Tracker, that's the app. The app is to go.
And it has a story mode, and you do a story going around doing different missions for people.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Game of Thrones, the board game. Woohoo!
God, this game.
That was a mistake.
Right, so this game not only does it not work well for 2 players, but it doesn't work well for anything less than 5 players, so we've been told. We played it with 4 players once.
So us 3 were just kind of fighting in the north, and Chris just conquered the south and he won the game or something. Like
yeah, because I think Chris was Dawn, and there was no player playing the Reach or playing what's it called, Storm's End. And so he was kind of isolated down there and could just do whatever he wanted whilst we were all fighting together up in the north.
Yeah.
And so we played one game. And like, okay, well, maybe if we play it with 5 players. And there was just never a situation that came up where there
you
were
need a group of 5 people.
players who really wanted to play the game, and it's a big long game, commits an evening to, and I have to relearn the rules again. And we've got other big good games for 5 players like Scythe. So there was no reason to play it, so eventually just...
It's a good game if you get a group of 5 people who enjoy Game of Thrones and have lots of time.
Right, then the Game of Thrones, the card game, which is one I had from before we met.
We've played it once, I think, and I just didn't absolutely... Like, I like Game of Thrones. I didn't like this game. Yeah. It just made no sense to me. It was boring.
It just felt a little bit dull.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to... Yeah, you have to get expansions and stuff to spice the game up, but no. Gretchen's.
I like Gretchen's.
Game where you've got little... It's set in Warhammer 40,000 universe, your little goblins.
It's mental. This game is so mental.
Trying to race around in cars made out of scrap. Blowing people up. You play with your cards facing away from you, so people know what you've got, but you don't know what you've got. Interesting little gameplay mechanics. Quick, fun little game.
So why did we sell it?
There's better games, and
there are better games, yeah. But I liked it.
Imaginarium.
Imaginarium was such a weird game.
Very strange game. Pretty cool components.
Strange graphics.
Yeah.
Very bizarre teeth on the board.
Yeah.
That eat the cards and like
kind of like
big googly eyes.
Bit of an engine builder.
Yeah.
But
it felt a bit slow.
Yeah, the game it felt a bit dull.
Yeah.
The gameplay felt a bit dull and not that compelling.
It was very pretty, very nice. Yeah, well made.
First few games were fun, but after a while we realised it didn't really have much legs. Jamaica.
Jamaica is a great family game.
Yeah.
Very simple. It's language independent. With the crew expansion is even better. You got to get the crew. Yeah. If you have Jamaica, you gotta have the crew. But just we obviously don't have children, and this is a game you kind of want to play with children. We played it once with like your granddad. Yeah. And that a lot, and that was really fun. But when we play in like big family events, there's other games we play like code names and stuff. So
the problem is, especially if you got the expansion as well, so you've got a big box of game that you only play for big party style things. But then we've got lots of little box games that play very well for big player count.
So you can take 5 of the little boxes instead. Yeah.
So it was taking up a lot of space on the shelf. We played it a lot and enjoyed it a lot, but ultimately it's gone. Kingdom Builder.
It's one of, again, the games you've played a lot.
So I've had this before we met, and we played... Well, I played it a lot with my friends. Really love this game. You played it a bit.
It was okay. I enjoyed it. There was Winter Kingdoms coming out, which is pretty much the same thing. But yeah.
Just played it too much, I think. I've played that game like 40 times. Like, a lot. Yeah. So it's been played out. Right. Kaleka.
We haven't sold it. I gave it to my parents because this is the only crowd we're gonna play with. As simple as it is.
It's a family game and it's all in Polish, so it would have to have translations.
There is an English version, there's a queue, but it's really hard to get.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to find.
But pretty much know what the cards do.
Yeah.
The little excuse me card.
So if we're gonna play as a family, I think it works better playing it with your family than my family.
Oh definitely, yeah.
So it's gone to Poland. Mint Delivery.
Yeah, pick up and deliver. I'm not even gonna start there. I loved Mint Delivery. It's small.
You?
I liked it. It was quick. It was little trucks delivering mints. And what did you not like about it?
Well, it just felt very basic. Like just get an order. Get these mints to here.
So this is the thing. He doesn't like a game. We sell it. There is Mint Works that I hate, and it stays because he might likes it.
It doesn't take up much space.
Mint Delivery didn't take much space. Your argument is invalid. Next game.
We'll move on. Mystery of the Abbey. I've donated this to my Works gameplay group. It's essentially a better version of Cluedo. But you can't. It's from 1995. Days of Wonder game. Great, much better than Cluedo, but still has some problems the guests get awkward guests. I keep wanting to call it unwelcome guests.
Unwelcome guests. I wonder what they're going to call it in Polish.
Right, Near and Far. Everyone raves about this game. Everyone loves this game. Everyone said this game is amazing, and couldn't get into the story just wasn't captivating at all.
I loved the first 3 games or 2 games. I was like, wow, look at all this, and then I was just like, wow, it's the same thing again.
The gameplay felt very simple. Yeah. Just like pick up action at the top to get some stuff, and then once you're ready, you go out on your little quests, moving around.
There is a story, but I didn't really follow it, to be honest. I can't remember even what. There was some sort of frog king or something.
There was a stone god or something, some evil person. I don't know. It didn't really captivate us. We played much better story games with much better gameplay mechanics, so it wasn't for us.
Pandemic, is that out of work as well? Pandemic? No, we sold Pandemic.
I sold Pandemic to one of my colleagues.
Yeah, very on topic now, Pandemic.
Yeah.
It's just too plain and boring.
It's a cool game, but not much replay value. No. Great for families, but for gamers.
Out of all the Pandemics, I like only 2 of them. Maybe 3. I like the Fall of Rome.
Fall of Rome is pretty cool.
Which has got very similar mechanics, but it's got different theme, and the theme works really well.
Yeah.
And I like the fast response.
Yeah.
Because it's quick and it's completely Pandemic fast response is not Pandemic. It's a completely different game.
Yeah.
It's just got the Pandemic logo. It's even different person made it, right? It's just got the Pandemic logo on it.
Yeah, it's Pandemic just felt a bit too. It's just boil it down to what is the problem to solve. Okay, becomes very obvious what everyone needs to do. Yeah. It doesn't require that much discussion. It's prone to alpha players
as well. No.
Petrichor.
Oh, Petrichor is so cute.
Battling Clouds.
It's got original theme. It's very well made. It's pretty to look at. It's just a bit boring.
Yeah. I don't know. It was one of those games that was okay, but like when
we settle for games.
When you need to make space on the shelves.
Yeah.
It's the okay games that are gonna have to go. Photosynthesis. I really like this game. I love the thematic ties it had. It was an abstract game, but it's very thematic, and the trees shading out the other trees, you get more sunlight points, which allows you to grow taller and produce more seeds. I thought it was pretty cool, but there is no luck in it. You have to think many turns ahead, and there's a lot of kind of like trying to think, okay, well, this turn I'm going to get these points, but then he's not going to get these points.
Yeah, and it just becomes pure maths in the end. You need to count who's going to get what, and then 3 turns before the game ends, you know who's going to win.
Yeah,
and there is no point playing those 3 turns because they will win. There is no way to interrupting them.
Points are scored in big chunks as opposed to incrementally, which means you can kind of tell who's going to win quite a few turns before the end, because you can see, well, even if I get this chunk of points, it's not enough. So
if you want a tree game, get Arboretum, get Everdell, we've got a tree in it, get Bosque, it's got lots of pretty nice trees. Get Yggdrasil, it's got massive tree.
But if you like abstract games,
get Bosque.
No, get this.
No, Bosque is better than that.
Okay, right. Anyway, moving on. Potion Explosion. Cool game of marbles.
Cool game.
The game felt like an app, and then they did bring out an app.
And the app is better than the game.
The app was better than the game.
Yeah.
I think at least the base game only plays to 4 players, and it felt like it's more of a big, silly party game. Yeah. But the thing is, some people's turns could take quite long whilst they're staring at the thing, trying to work out what the best marble is to get. So it was quite slow. Much better. It was a bit of a gimmick, really. The marbles were really cool.
Then they brought up the gizmos or something that's got marbles as well. And I thought that was going to start an avalanche of games with marbles, but it didn't. It was just those 2.
I think marbles are quite expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Queen Domino.
Oh, yeah, that's a recent sale.
Mainly because it didn't get played. It's a cool game, and it's a family game. It's a game we can play with my mum and my dad. We played in the cafe, and it's a nice game. But it's just never. No one came to us and said, right, let's play Queen Domino.
Played it with Chris a few times. So Queen Domino, I think, like Dice Forge, it's slightly too complex for complete non-gamers, but there's not enough interesting replay value for.
Get it if you have children who you want to start to play games. Yes. Definitely.
And we played it a lot. I think we got our money's worth out of it for sure. before we sold it on. So yeah, Queen Domino, good game. Rattle Battle, Grab the Loot. We played this game a lot, but it has flaws. And the more games we play, the more we realise that this game is not that good.
I want a good game about pirates. We don't have now a single game about pirates at home.
Anyway. So we are talking about Rattle Battle, Grab the Loot.
Bad game, don't buy it.
So it has cool artwork. You're building a ship and you're adding cannons to your ship.
Got nice little dice with little ships on it. And you drop it because the box is your board.
Yeah.
You drop it in a box and you see which die is closer to whose thing, and you shoot.
And then you're getting out little rulers and you're measuring dice.
And that's what the game just goes.
The game just really slows down. And because you're playing it with, if you're playing it with like non-gamers, you're pretty much having to show them what the best move is for them, because they don't really understand what's going on. Because it's just, it feels like it should have been like a silly, fun family game, but actually
it turns into this big war game when you like, you know, take a ruler and like
just too fiddly and convoluted.
Moving
on. Realm of Wonder.
Realm of Wonder was a game we bought in Poland. I remember even where we bought it, and we bought it because we had some extra money left. You know, it didn't make much sense to exchange them.
It's language independent.
It's pretty. It's got a spinning board. It's got little tiny mini things.
Plays up to 6 players.
Wow, how bad was that? It's a game where you're trying to pick something up from somewhere. You've got like your little objective thing or something, and you got to put it in the middle of the board, and the board spins, so you kind of move thing and someone can spin you around, so you're all of a sudden on the other side, and then you want to try to spin the board, and then you nearly in the end in the middle, and somebody plays the card where it takes the treasure off your hand, and you gotta go back.
I can't remember how the game plays.
It's just
I remember thinking it was okay, but then there was always a better choice of game to pick. So it wasn't getting picked because there were better games to pick, so it was donated to local games cafe. Scotland Yard, really old one, 1983. Although I probably had the 90s edition. Yeah,
you had the modern one, but there are better hidden movement games.
It's a very simple hidden movement game that doesn't. I don't know, just something about it felt quite dry and not that interesting.
Yeah.
I played it a lot as a kid, as a young teenager, so. I played Seasons.
Seasons were cute. Seasons are a good game for more than 2 people. Again, doesn't play well with 2, I think. And you really need to keep playing to know what you're doing, to know all the cards, get the combination of cards you want. It's a mean game as well. You take people's points and stuff.
I remember you had a very bad game of this once. You were very annoyed.
Yeah.
And Chris, our regular 3rd player, had no interest in even trying this game.
Yeah, because it's got dice. Chris doesn't like dice games.
Yeah. So, this was one that we liked, but unfortunately just wasn't getting played.
Yeah. Spring Meadow, we spoke about it.
Yeah.
Steam Park. I really liked Steam Park because it's manic when you're rolling the dice trying to get your stuff and you're building your roller coasters and you get those robots to go on your roller coasters. Why didn't you like it?
I just thought every game played quite similar to the last game, and your parks don't really look that different other than the colour of roller coasters.
I want a good game about roller coasters, please. Thank you.
Yes, please design one. Right. Stvorza.
Beautiful game. Yes. Oh my gosh, one of the prettiest games we've ever had, probably.
Love the little wooden components.
The wooden dice, the wooden little bits, and the minis. So we painted the minis, and we got a 2nd place in a competition, and we got the insert,
beautiful insert,
the mat, and everything. We kept the mat because we play on the other side of the reverse of the mat because it's just a neutral color, and it's funny, feels like skin. Very weird.
Yeah. The gameplay didn't grab us though.
No, the gameplay is really. Apparently, the expansion fixes it, but we never gonna check it.
It's a very different game, very bold gameplay mechanics, unlike anything I've ever played, but it just didn't feel that interesting. No, it was a bit fiddly. So unfortunately, Stvorza went. This War of Mine, another recent sale.
We played it a lot when we first got it. It's a long game. It's a depressing game. It's a hard, really
we never completed it. We never survived. Everyone usually someone would commit suicide or starve or get lost out in the never come home.
You played it on the tablet, then you got the app and you played the app.
The app is really good, and I think the board game is based on
a computer game.
The computer game is the first one.
And I mean, it's not a bad thing that it's a hard game. It's not the point. It's just relentless. Like we keep trying and keep trying and keep dying, and it's just. I want to play a game and have fun, and I want to play a game and enjoy it, and I don't want to play a game and then get out the table and question all my life choices.
Very cool game, very challenging, good co-op, but ultimately it's just a bit too depressing to want to hit the table a lot. Ticket to Ride. like Kingdom Builder and other games like that, this is a game that I played a lot. I got it, I think, it came out in 2004. I think I got it in like 2006 or 7, towards the end of school, start of university, and was playing it all the time with my friends. Like, it was just the game. You come over to mine, we'll play Ticket to Ride. And
because you've played it so much, you made me hate it straight away. I came first to your place, I think, the first couple of times, and all your friends were there, and I met your friends, and it was like, let's play Ticket to Ride. So I got my card, and I've never played this game before. I'm like, yeah, great, what do? I put the trains down. Woohoo! Got a route. Put my first 4 trains on. Oh, she's going from there to there. How the hell do you know that? Like, you cannot. It was, oh my gosh, it was exactly like that. And then I kept getting blocked by everybody. Like, yeah, pick on a noob. And you made me hate this game. And then my parents got the Europe one. And we only play it when we're in Poland with my parents. I only play because they only have like 3 games in there. We sometimes take some roll and rights with us and stuff, but we play the games that they've got there. So like Matt plays Santorini with Dad, and then we play Ticket to Ride, and we play the Coleca game. But yeah, I'm happy we don't have Ticket to Ride at home. Nope.
Yeah, that's why we don't have Ticket to Ride. Right.
Tiny Epic Mechs.
Yes. Cool little game. I love the little mechs and things and different weapons you get in the game. But the gameplay itself is just a bit...
I prefer Zombies one as well. We have Zombies still on our shelf. It's got more like modules to play with. You can play co-op, you can play competitive.
Zombies works better with 2 players as well.
Yeah.
This
Mechs don't work with 2.
Yeah. You need 3.
3 or 4. 4 is perfect. You've got the arena, then everyone's going. No.
Right. So.
Tokaido.
Nah. I love Tokaido.
Oh no.
It's a brilliant little game. And it's one that everyone that played it loved it. Played it with colleagues, played it with family and non-gaming friends. All loved it. But you had a couple of bad games of it.
I always had it. I never had a good game of Tokaido.
Really? You were the one who wanted to buy it in the first place.
Yeah, because it was pretty... Anyway, I never had a good game of Tokaido. I really wanted to I like the app. I love playing the app. It just feels like you have to play it with a bigger group, so there's more options on the road to go to. If you play with 3, there isn't as many options. And it feels like someone always goes to the place I want to go. I always lack in the money because I need money for something. I always lack in this. Someone picks up the last picture or whatever what I need. And it's just so frustrating. It was supposed to be a relaxing game, and it never was. Never was.
Yeah, so no Tokaido.
I sold it to a friend who loves Japan, so hey.
Totopoly, and this is an old game from the wartime. 1938 was when this game was first released. The edition we had was probably slightly older than that. Although
that was still really old.
My granddad's got one of the original versions, got lead horses. Probably.
Well, like the Dog Derby?
Yeah.
The Dog Derby is 1920.
Yeah, so this
is
old.
100 years
that's
old.
Older than that.
Yeah. Anyway.
But it feels like an old game.
The great Totopoly fiasco happened when we played that once at your friend's house, and I had my horse, and my horse was doing brilliant. Like, it was the best horse. Oh my gosh, I was way ahead.
Storming ahead.
And then in this game, you have to roll the exact number to get to the finish line.
So you landed like within 5 spaces to finish something.
It was like within like 1 space.
Yeah.
I had to roll a 1.
Yeah, you had to roll a 1, and so for like 5 or 6 turns you were rolling, could not roll a 1,
and everyone overtook me.
And then 3 other horses overtook you. So you didn't even come third.
Yeah, it was bad. So bad.
Very dated game. Quite a cool concept though.
Last 2 games. Stay with us.
Vast, the Crystal Caverns.
I liked Vast, but Vast is one of those games you have to play with more than 2 to make sense.
And you have to play with 4 to play it properly.
And every single faction in this game got separate rules. And you have to have at least one person at the table who knows all the rules.
But then they have to then explain all the rules individually to each player. So you can't even... Yeah. If you're not having the rules explained to you and you don't know what's going on, you're just sitting there on your phone because you're not worried about what his rules are. You've got to wait for your rules.
And it's really convoluted. I really wanted to like it more than I did. We also sold it to Jess. Yeah. I think, didn't we?
Yeah. I love the whole everyone's playing a different type of game.
I love the fact that I could be a cave.
That was pretty cool.
So cool.
But their next game they made, Root, was just have that whole everyone has a very different thing, but wrapped it up in a much cooler war game and slightly easier to teach. Right, and finally, Wasteland Express
Delivery Service.
The best pick up and deliver game I've ever played. Fantastic, racing around, but still, even the best pick up and deliver game is still a pick up and deliver game.
Yeah, Matt's just not gonna play. It was the best insert in the world in this game.
But you need that game still took a long time to set up and put down, even with that awesome insert. I can't imagine how slow
it's a table hog as well. It's a massive board, lots of little things you need to have around. It's got cool little trucks that we've painted. I love that. Yeah. I love the artwork in this game.
The theme is great.
The theme is awesome. It's a Mad Max on the board, basically.
Great Mad Max good game.
But again, with 2, it's boring.
2, it didn't really work.
And this is our main criteria. We just don't.
And we finally got 4 people to sit down and play this game.
I can't remember that.
We played it with Alex and Sam.
Oh yeah, we did.
And at the end of the game, we're like, it was alright. I was like, oh, okay.
If they liked it,
we probably would have kept it. But they were like, it was alright. It's like, well, okay. Fine.
But then you're gonna say Alex is a Eurogamer, and Sam is more of a Nemesis kind of gamer. He
likes thematic games.
Yeah, so...
and it's a big box, taking a lot of space on the shelf, and it wasn't going to get played very often because it would never be played with 2, and it's just that the extra people we're playing with wouldn't enjoy it, so there we go.
Okay. Right, well, hope you've managed to survive for this hour and a half that we've been talking to you about the games. The next one is going to be about the games we are looking forward to.
Oh.
So games that are either coming from Kickstarter or they've been released or something that we look forward to.
Okay.
So yeah. Hope you didn't fall asleep. Bye. Yeah. You must. What is up with you today?
He's using the scratching post like a good boy.
You play as a. What was that?
Ow.
Oh my god.